guys, Aaron Chalner here for Forever Football DRFC, your Doncaster Rovers fan channel. It's a daily report today. We're going to be talking about the brand new sort of reports coming over in the last 24 hours. So we've got a story on Wellens restoring the club's identity. We've also got a story from Noel Hunt and the intervention of Wellens as a bit of a warning during training. And we're also going to be talking about another story, very special story, which I'll leave for the end. So before we get started, guys, please like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so you never miss another video, and let's get into this one. So, of course, we have to start with the identity of the club and what Wellens wants to do. So the big story, or the big headline, should we say, for the story, is we don't want to be getting away with it. We want it to be true, and that was his task with restoring the identity. And Wellens has been, apparently, according to the Free Press, charged with bringing back the substance behind Doncaster Rovers' tag of the Arsenal of the North. Now, obviously, during their 4-year spell in the Championship from 2008 onwards, Rovers were regularly compared to the Gunners during their eye-catching possession football. Chief Executive Gavin Baldwin says the phrase is still regularly used when he meets people within the game, but admits he does not think it's still valid to describe Rovers that way. He is, however, convinced that the new manager Wellens can restore such lofty status to the club with its own philosophy for how the game should be played. Now, the comment from the Free Press from Gavin Baldwin said, "I generally got upset last year because I felt like we lost our identity. I used to generally drive to games on a Saturday and look forward to watching Doncaster Rovers play. I was proud of how we played and the style we played. The second half of the season and before that too, probably, I felt we lost our identity. How we play, who we are, what we are as a team. When I meet and speak to people now, they say, oh, Doncaster Rovers, their playing philosophy is brilliant, the Arsenal of the North. Can you say that we were like that at the end of last season? But we have a reputation and we're getting away with it. That is what we need. We don't want it to be getting away with it. We want it to be true. And we believe that Richie will bring that to the table." Speaking to Richie in interviews, it was all about identity, how we play, pressing, front foot, attacking. That was major because it was exciting me, and sure it will excite the fans too. But equally, he knows the division and he knows the players in League One. So the new look Rovers leadership team, including the talent identification manager Graham Younger and advisor James Coppinger, carried out their first recruitment meeting last week with the green light given to pursue several of Wellens' targets. The Rovers boss is away on holiday with his family for the next week, but jetted off confident of being close to securing his first signing. So that last paragraph is obviously an exciting one to think of. The fact that we could be close to securing our first brand new signing when he comes back from his holiday next week. And it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very exciting to see that happen. And, you know, I'm really excited to see what it's going to be. Could it be Jack Payne? Now, there is a story from Football League World. This is the surprising headline out of the three. From Football League World. Portsmouth are not set to make a move for Jack Payne during the summer window, according to the news. Now, Payne's long-term future at Swindon is in doubt. It's been reported that Barnsley are one of the teams that are interested in making a potential move for Payne this summer, with the Tykes reportedly prepared to bring him to the club for a cut-price fee of around 300 grand. Now that comes into the attacking midfielders heading into the final year of his current deal with Swindon, and the club potentially being set to cash in on him. Now, Portsmouth and Doncaster Rovers have also been credited with a potential interest in Payne this summer. However, according to the news, Pompey are now not set to pursue a move, despite the fact he's worked with Danny Kelly before at Lincoln City. The report added that League One side Portsmouth are those still interested in Swindon's Scott Twine. So the verdict from the Football League World says this should be encouraging news for the likes of Barnsley and Doncaster, as it suggests there'll now be one less team competing for the Payne's potential signature this summer. You'd have to imagine that Barnsley would be in the best position to sign the attacking midfielder, and it would be a very attractive proposition for him this summer. However, Doncaster will also feel they have a chance in convincing him to sign for them. So big news there from Football League World. Obviously, we can't confirm or deny anything at this stage. We don't know if it's official yet or not. That we are going after Jack Payne. Obviously, this is just Football League World reporting this according to the news. But the story there is that Portsmouth will not be going in for him apparently, and Barnsley and Doncaster, maybe if they've got potential interest, could still be within a shout. And you know, I think Jack Payne would be a wonderful transfer for the club. I think if this is true, and we are scouting Jack Payne, then I think this is a great transfer for the club, as is Scott Twine. You know, it'd be nice to scout Scott Twine, even though I think he's going to the Championship. I think that both Payne and Twine would be wonderful transfers for the club. They've worked with Wellens before, with the Swindon setup, and I think that Jack Payne is a perfect attacking midfielder. I did find, though, and this is the thing against Jack Payne, and you can go and have a look for yourselves on, you know, the stats of this guy. But there was a good friend of mine who's a Donny Rovers fan called Greg. Shout out to Greg if you're watching this. Who sent me some stats and some information around a certain attacking midfielder. And basically sent me all the stats of this particular player and sort of how he plays. And this guy's called Mikkel Mygard. Now, Mikkel Mygard is in the Danish Premiership. Basically, what he said to me was, it's impossible to find another Whiteman, but his data was just stupid the last 18 months. Topping progressive passers, smart passers, the lot. And he sort of sent me this stuff on this guy, this Mikkel Mygard guy. He's 20 years old. I mean, he's a wonderful player, by the way. I've got to give him credit here. He's a wonderful player. He comes from the club Strømsgodset. According to Transfer Market, he's only worth about £500,000, as is the market value here on the stat sheet that Greg sent me. Looking at the whole overall stats of Mikkel Mygard and the way he plays and things like that, I think I would prefer Mygard over Payne. Now, like I said, Payne is, you know, I mean, what the reported figure is from Barnsley is £300,000. This guy, this Mygard guy, is £500,000. If we can afford Mygard, I would like to take a gamble and go for Mygard, because seeing this guy perform and seeing highlights of this guy perform and seeing the stats that these guys producing, I would like to see us go for Mygard, not just as an option for the now, the here and now, but for the long term as well, because the centre attacking midfield is a position we need to invest in, with Gomez released, with Coppinger retired, with Richards going back to Brighton. You know, we need that cam position filled. We can't just rely on just Ed Williams. Yes, I think Ed Williams should get more game time, because I think he deserves to play more regularly around a better squad. That's what Kidderminster fans said this time last year when we signed him. I think Ed Williams will benefit from more game time, but we still need another cam or two. Either a loan or two loans and a permanent or two. And I think Mygard is the one for me. Mygard's absolutely the one for me. But yeah, please go and have a look at Mygard if you haven't already. Go and look at the stats. Go and look at everything he's done. Go and look at everything you can about Mygard, because, you know, and I'll remind you again, Mikkel Mygard, 20 years old, is from a club called Strømsgodset, I think that's how it's pronounced, from the Danish Premiership. That's like your League 1, League 2 sort of level. From, if you're going to compare leagues, you're looking at Danish Premiership as like a League 1 type level. This guy produces so many good stats. I would have a look at him, trust me. But going into the final story, this is Noel Hunt warning Doncaster Rovers players against a Richie Wellens intervention. So Noel Hunt has issued an early warning of training ground dynamics the Doncaster Rovers squad can expect under the new boss Richie Wellens. So according to the Free Press, Noel Hunt, who's been named the assistant manager in the new regime, revealed he'll carry out the majority of the coaching at Cantley Park, but Wellens will be constantly watching and will not hesitate to interrupt if he sees things that are not to his liking. And Hunt says this is something the players will quickly learn should be avoided. He said to the Free Press, "For me, it's about getting on the grass with the boys, making sure they're working well, and if they're not, telling them to do better and do more. And the boss will step in when he needs to. It's important we get that communication right, where if it's not going how we want it to, he'll step in. Trust me, he does, and you do not want that. It's a tough game, we know that, and if you want to be a winner, you're going to have to go through some pain." In terms of his dynamic further with Wellens, he said, "They had a good friendship the last 3 years. We've had some success, and it's one that works well. During the day-to-day stuff, I'll take as much as I can. He's not one of those managers that likes to hear his voice all the time, so I'll be in for most of the time on the training side. He'll come in for the important bits he needs the players to understand, like what he wants them to do in games, the technical side of things. He'll make sure everyone's on the same page and everyone understands their roles and responsibilities." And in terms of what he wants, they want very, very high intensity attacking, pressing, front foot football, we call it. I mean, it's everything that's been released so far since these guys have walked into the club. Graham Younger, Noel Hunt, Gavin Baldwin, what he said on Richie Wellens' arrival, and Wellens himself said. Ever since Baldwin has welcomed Wellens, Hunt, Younger, and obviously Coppinger in his new role, it feels like a brand new era. It feels like a real brand new era, and I'm so excited about this. I really, really am. So, obviously that's what they want. Very, very high attacking, front foot, pressing, intensity football. We're looking at the high attacking, very intensive pressing football, possession football, pressing football. You know, and that kind of Arsenal of the North identity again in a modern way, which is amazing. And I think that this is definitely a brand new era. This is not just one or two staff changes. This is a brand new regime, a brand new era, and a very exciting one indeed. And, you know, I think this could be a really exciting time. So I can't wait for the first signing to come out. I can't wait for our first signing to go ahead, and then we... I mean, because you saw from the first story, you know, they're given the green light on several of Wellens' targets. Several. And apparently, jetting off to his family holiday next week, he feels confident they're going to be close to signing the first player. The first of several. It's so exciting. Really, really is exciting. It's oh my god, it's brilliant. I've seen other teams saying they're going to release their fixture list on the 24th of June. I'm fully expecting ours to come out on the 24th of June off the basis of that. So, obviously, that'll be a big video there. But thank you very much, guys, for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And for now, my name is Aaron Chandler from Forever Football, DRFC. Keep living the Rovers life. And that, my friends, full-time Rovers side eye. Thank you very much.